But before
You're
we
a
get
rap.
out of here, though, I found
You're a
something
rapping ass
very
rapper too.
interesting.
Rap.
Yeah. I found
See your
something
ass over
very
there.
interesting today when we were doing the station head and we were playing nothing but posse cuts or whatever. And somebody in the station head, I think it was Free, shout out to Free in there, was like, kind of pointed out, I think it was that Dreamville song with the baby where Kendrick did the hook. They pointed out the fact that Kendrick kind of don't be participating in these posse cuts like that. Now, he's on One Train. And of course, you got Black Lip Bastard or whatever that was on Ab Soul, and that was a while back. But we don't really get Kendrick on too many posse cuts. Was Control like the last one? And it seems like when there's an opportunity to rap alongside of Cole, Kendrick seems to be singing. And so people were in the chat saying that Kendrick ducks the opportunity to get on these posse cuts with credible MCs. Does that feel like a valid statement? I mean, and what I guess where I wanted to go with it on our list, do we need to factor in the heavyweights that some of these people on the list have had to go bar for bar with?
That's why collaborations matter, and that's why collaborations is on the list of the criteria that I was doing for the top 20 MCs. That's why Method Man is so great. Look at how many times he's collaborated with people and come out with either the star hook or the star verse or the star moment. Think about how many times he's done that in a room full of it's Wu-Tang Clan. I'm gonna
Even
say this
outside of
again.
that though, Coop, you got
No,
you
I'm
got
just, we can
Jizza,
start with Wu Tang
yeah,
Clan and we can keep on working down the line. No matter who you put them in a room, and you can put them in a room full of writers and MCs,
yeah.
and he can come out in first place
He
a
can do
lot of the
whole
time.
projects with the likes of Redman, be on a feature with Biggie, Tupac, Jizza at his height. I mean, who has Method Man not shown up on
How about this?
incredible
The only
lyricist?
person out rapping the Jizza on Liquid Swords is Method Man on Shadowboxing. You
Straight up.
understand that, right? It's the
Straight
only
up.
time the Jizza gets out rapped. Matter of fact,
Yeah.
Mike, it might be the only time he gets out rapped in like the whole gap of like all the verses that he did from like 93 to like 95. They're not out rapping him on any record except for Shadowboxing.
And his verse on Shadowboxing is epic. So
It's
it wasn't like
stupid.
he dialed one in and Method Man got him.
No,
No.
so like those moments, man. I told you, it's like no, like that whole like eye for an eye thing where Prodigy and Raekwon and Nas were on the same record. No, that matters.
When has Kendrick been in a situation like that?
Reservoir Dogs matters. So Appalled matters. The
We
Symphony
played that today too.
matters. I Shot Your
Yeah.
Remix matters. No,
Yeah.
no, no. It matters how you perform in those moments.
Ill
John
Son.
Blaze.
Yeah, we played that today too. Ill Son with the super chat says an MC is about the culture and the art of rapping. An MC can want to sell records, but still respect the art. A rapper is just rapping to sell records with no respect for the culture. Who is that? You know what I mean?
Right.
Who is out here rapping just to rap with no respect for the culture? My thing is, if an MC cared that much, they would be attached to a DJ. If you have a rapper out there or MC out there, then you can't tell me who their DJ is. How much of the culture do they really care about?
Like, watch for the hook. Thought process. Thought process was when we realized it's like, oh, we have two elite MCs down here in Atlanta. Like two elite MCs down here in Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
Two.
Well, I would say
Highly
shit.
elite.
I would say even Get Up, Get Out. But you're right. Thought process was
No.
really
That's the record. Thought process of the record where we're like, man, we got two guys down here in this city.
that was Dre's coming out party right there.
That's what I mean. Like, CeeLo's
Yeah.
coming out party is Get Up, Get Out.
Yeah.
Dre's coming out party is Thought Process.
Yeah. Leroy Green with the super chat says, "What up, Mike and Coop? Just wanted to say peace to my guys. The Rock is in the building. The difference, MC and a rapper like A2HH versus B Dot's list." Thank you. Appreciate the love. Mad Max with the super chat says, "That's because on the posse cut, you're showing your skills bar for bar, and Dot's lyrical ability is more on an imaginary and description, not great schemes. I mean, One Train. There's 4 guys with better verses than him.
I was actually thinking, and I've said this plenty of times. Kendrick doesn't have one guest verse, in my opinion, that's as good as J. Cole's Pray verse on Jesus Piece.
Jay Short with the super chat says, "I've said it before. I dock Kendrick heavy for ducking the Black Hippie album. At best, that was corny. At worst, he's scared. I mean, even though I love his verse on Black Lit Bastard, but J Rock has the best verse on there. J
Like, think
Rock
about
came
this.
in there
This
and
is
went
what I
clean
mean.
up.
Like this is what I mean. Think about this. Like Wayne, like peak Wayne. Ross is going back and forth with him on the Carter 4, like on John. Like that's not peak Ross, that's peak Wayne. Ross is going back and forth with him. Ross has multiple records with Nas.
I think it's interesting in this era, which is a very collaborative heavy era, that Kendrick doesn't have these collaborations. Like Rakim doesn't have the collaborations because in that era, collaborations just weren't heavy. This is the heaviest collaborative era that we've ever seen in hip hop. And it's interesting the fact that we can't pull out the moments where he actually rapped alongside of these individuals and showed his dominance, showed that he is the premier MC of this era.
No. That's like no. Carter 4 Wayne is still peak Wayne. It may not be peak Wayne in terms of notoriety, but I'm very, very clear about his rapping skill on that album. 6 foot, 7 foot's on that album. I believe She Will is on that album. No, his rapping skill is still very much there and intact on the Carter 4. I'm very clear on what I'm saying.
Jermaine Johnson with the super chat says, how about we make every rapper freestyle over the funky drummer loop for 3 minutes straight before qualifying them with the MC badge? I'm with it. Or putting their MCing levels at a 1 as opposed to an 8 or 9. Clayton is asleep with the super chat says Eastern Conference All-Star with Skyzoo, Benny, Conway, Elzai, and Westside is one of my favorite recent posse cuts. That shit was dope, yeah. Esquire with the super chat says Ghost also out-rapped the Genius on investigative reports. And I'd like to see y'all use the same criteria you use on your MC scorecard for your top 50 list. We should run it through there too. Or we should maybe make the scorecard the top 50 somehow. Put it in the book. So, it's an idea. But let's look at this real quick. Because our list...
What are we looking at?
I want to look at, on our list, all the people who has Kendrick actually collaborated with.
Okay, hold on.
Let's go down that list.
No, I think what's important. See, this is what I mean. Is like, well, we know what he hasn't done. Let's look at what the other people
have done.
That's what I'm saying. So when you go to
Nas and Jay, we ain't even got to go there.
Let's not do that.
Because those guys have collaborated with damn near everybody on this list.
Right, they have. But go to, let's say, well, think about it. Well, Ice Cube's done stuff from everybody from like Scarface to Lil Jon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Think about it. He's on Hand of the Dead Body on the Diary, but he's also on Crunk Juice.
Yeah, a few times.
Like he has 3 stellar verses on Crunk Juice.
I think he has the best verse on that on the grand finale. Either him or T.I.
I think either him or Nas, but yeah,
I love Nas's verse
agree.
too. I would say Cube, T.I., Nas, and then I'm going Jada and Bun B.
You want to know what's crazy? Is that's one of my favorite Ice Cube bars is on Grand Finale. Get money, get paid. You can beat that shit even if the DA is a piece of shit. That's affirmational.
They were going in, man.
No, they snapped on there.
Cube,
That's a great
Nas,
posse
and
cut
T.I.
too.
Yeah.
Speaking of posse cuts.
Yeah.
Think about this. Bun B, T.I., Nas.
We played that today.
Ice Cube, you played that today?
Yeah, we played that today.
It's a banger.
Yeah. Ice Cube, Nas, and T.I. brought their A game. Like you could tell T.I. understood who he was on this
Yeah,
song
yeah,
with. Yeah. He came with his style and his lyrics. Mad Max
yeah.
of the Super Chat says, I've heard Cole out rap Pusha, Sci-Hi, Sean, Ye on the record. I heard him out rap Benny. I heard him out rap Dot G on the Jeezy record, but he didn't really rap on there. At least Dot
Right.
didn't. Made records with Drake, another verse on the Jodeci. LOL. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
We know.
yeah,
We know.
yeah.
We know.
Okay,
We
so
know.
all right, so we're not even gonna go with the Pac and Biggie thing. We already know that. KRS, he's rapped
KRS
pretty
is
much
the
everything.
Rakim era, so he's not like a super big collaborator.
Gotcha. So Snoop, he's rapping with everybody.
Everybody.
LL, he made a point of having posse cuts. He's damn near rapped with everybody.
LL literally made sure that when he came back that he got people involved
Mm-hmm.
to let people know that he was current. So, yes, so there's Redman, there's Method Man, Cannabis, DMX, Prodigy,
Yeah.
Fat Joe, Foxy Brown, Keith Murray. That's just on 2 records.
Yeah.
That's just 2 records.
Yeah. No. I give
And
you
he
that.
made Ill Bomb.
Scarface.
Face got Cube, got Nas, got Jay. Most notably,
Exactly.
and he's got Jay and
Beans.
Nas in multiples.
Beans. He's made a bunch of records with Jay.
He's made more with Nas, I think, than with Jay at this point. Because think about it, Nas is on Deeply Rooted with Rick Ross.
Yeah.
Ross and Nas and Face is on Deeply Rooted together on the with Zero on the Do What I Gotta Do joint.
Beans and Brad were gonna make an album together.
Yeah. Mac and Brad on The Truth. He's worked with Pac. He's worked with Short.
Yeah.
He's worked with UGK.
Yeah. It matters.
I mean,
Kanye, he's worked with everybody.
Everybody next.
Ghostface. Well, he's in the Wu-Tang.
He's in the Wu-Tang Clan.
Raekwon has worked with everybody.
And he's in the Wu-Tang Clan.
You
want to know what's crazy? If it weren't for Method Man, he would actually be in conversation for greatest collaborator ever. He doesn't have a cream or an ice cream like type of hook that he contributed to, where it's just like, oh, well, that's just too epic.
Right.
You understand, Method Man is the star of Ice Cream.
Yeah, he is.
Like ice cream, not cream, ice cream.
Lil Wayne's rapped with everybody.
Doesn't have a verse on Ice Cream, and he's the star.
Lil Wayne has rapped with everybody.
Everybody.
Common.
He's done a lot of joints. He's got Black Thought's got Most. He's got Talib. He's got Nas.
That's high level stuff. He has the best verse on Respiration.
Trying to think who else.
I mean, when you're consistent,
haven't him and T.I. done a joint together?
Mm-hmm. When you're consistently rhyming with Talib, Most, and Black Thought, though.
The Game. He's got a joint with The Game. He's got a couple joints with The Game, I think, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got Jesus, Peace, and Angel.
And he's made a record with Nas as well.
Yeah, he got the Nas record. Yeah. He did that Hot 97 freestyle with KRS-One. That counts to me. Go up to Hot 97 and freestyle with KRS-One. That always counts.
Okay.
It counts as an album.
Oh, and he did make a name for ourselves with Cannabis. At Cannabis' height. He was going back and forth with a machine named Cannabis in 1997.
Yeah, no. Com gets it in. I'm trying to think. He's done some other stuff too. Like he's I feel like there's some stuff from Com that we're actually missing in terms of. Like,
I'm sure we are. And now here we get to Kendrick.
Well, we skipped Chuck D, but.
Well, I mean that's from the '80s era where there weren't a lot of collaborations. Right. So.
And now we're at Kendrick.
So now we're at Kendrick.
Right.
Now, where does his collaborative efforts, even?
First of all, he's got some collaborative efforts. He's not on hardly any posse cuts. He's on Nostalgia with Kendrick. Mm-hmm. I mean, with Pusha.
Yep. Great.
He's on Control, obviously.
Yep, with Jay Electronica and
he's on the One Train record, obviously. But outside of those three, where are the big stuff outside of his project? And
do you think he had the best verse on any of those?
No. I told you at best Nostalgia's a draw. He set him up, throwing punches in his room. If he cries, he cries. Like Doughboy to Trey. Come on, he's setting them up. It's a West Coast dude, like dope. This is Simon Says, Simon Red. Like he's literally setting them up. He's like doing West Coast. Pusha T is using West Coast themes in his verse to send to Kendrick for Kendrick to get off on. It's a tie at best.
Mad Max with the super chat says, heard him out rap Wale on my boy Dope feature with Royce.
Cole killed
Sidebar.
Wale
I've
on
heard.
Wale's first album.
He said sidebar. I've heard Big Sean go toe to toe with Royce and more MCs than K Dot, and I think that's fair. I think Big Sean has gone toe to toe with more credible MC talent.
He's in Good Music's camp, so he's had to.
Yeah.
Just by default. Just by default of being in the Good Music camp, he's been around Chains and Pusha and Common.
Saha.
And like
him and Saha were brought into the game together. I mean, people forget that. But when Kanye did that Good Music freestyle back on what was that BET Hip Hop Awards, the Cypher, it was Common, Ye, Big Sean, and Saha were the new guys. Esquire with the super chat says, push through, Talib, Control, Nostalgia, They Ready, that was Crit and Cole. It's like I'm on, that's Cole, Crit, etc. Black Lip Bastard, etc. Just the tip of the iceberg. Okay.
Okay, so that was like, like
a million years ago.
Big did more than that in '95, and he didn't have an album. Okay.
They're gonna say we're being unfair to K-Dot.
No. I just said something that was factual. Big did more work than that in '95 without an album. Tell me that I'm wrong.
He's on fucking Problem with Drake and Poetic Justice with Drake. Now I'm just gonna say this, man.
Poetic Justice is his shit. That's what I'm saying. Not your stuff.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Not your stuff, fam.
Well, that was ASAP shit, fucking Problem. And I think Drake has the best verse in that song.
He does.
I do.
He does.
Now I'm obviously not saying Drake is a better rapper than Kendrick.
Yeah, just let it go.
I think he had the better verse. And I think they placed everybody on that song perfectly because by the time you get past the second verse, for the most part, the DJ's switching it up. But I do think that Kendrick might have had the most memorable part on the song. But if we want to go bar for bar and verse for verse, I think Drake might have had the best verse on that song. A lot of those other collaborations you're talking about, Esquire, were very, very early. Even the Busta Rhymes collaboration that's on ELE too, that sounds like Kendrick with the Fade. So anything? Do we have anything after Good Kid, Mad City?
How about this? Show me where's the classic at? You get what I'm saying? Like, where is it? Where's the verbal intercourse?
With the classic feature?
Where's the Eye for an Eye? Where's the Fast Life? Where's the More Money, More Murder? Like, where is it? Like, if he's that dude for this era, like, show me. Like, you see when you list these songs off the Esquire just listed off, it's like, well, where is it at? Where is it at?
The Mad Isms.
Where is it at? First of all, Mad Isms. It's a great song by Channel Live.
Yeah. And KRS went
great
crazy
song.
on there.
KRS destroyed that.
Yeah. Rampage. Featuring LL Cool J from EPMD's record. Headbanger with Redman. Like, I don't know, man.
Where? That's what I'm saying. Like where the features matter. Now who's right up under Kendrick on our list? Well, that would be Method Man. Now go to Method Man's feature list.
We're not gonna do that. We don't have that much time. Prodigy. Yeah.
Well, he's got. I mean, no. Well, just on his album, just on the Infamous, just on the first album, well, Ray, Ghost, Q-Tip, and Nas are on there.
Yeah.
That's on the first album.
Yeah.
Method Man is on album number 2. So think of just those 5 guys right there. Kendrick's never like been in the room with 5 guys like that ever. Am I wrong?
No, I mean, who you're rapping around in that competition and that, if you're able to show your dominance over a great crop of MCs, that just shows where you stand in your era, and it's very tough. It feels like everything they were judging Kendrick on is just isolated stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like isolated albums, isolated songs.
It's
And when
very
you
special.
look
He
at
gets a
what
lot of special treatment.
yeah, and when you look at what Cole has done in relation, it's like Cole will jump on stick, you know what I'm saying? And do his thing.
Smash.
Yeah, and he'll jump on Johnny P's caddy. It's like he's showing you what he looks like, not just to his era, but the new crop of MCs that are coming in, or the newer crop. I'll rhyme with JID. I'll rhyme with Earth
No, it's
Gang.
like
I'll
when
rhyme with Benny. You know what I'm saying?
Kobe or KD pull up to the record. It's like, oh no, it don't matter if it's organized or not, fam.
Exactly.
There's nobody better than me at this.
Yeah, and for whatever reason, he doesn't
Pull
do
up on
these
any
things.
chord. Right, but that's what I mean. So that's how I look at an MC, Mike. It's like no. Like when KD pulled up at Rucker, it's like no. It doesn't matter. It can be an NBA court. No. You know I shoot like this on any court, right?
Right,
You know
right.
who I am, right? You know who I am. You know what I play like on any court.
Mm-hmm.
You know you can put me on any court and I'm a ball. For me, rappers almost have like, I wouldn't call them limitations, but you can't just put them on any court and ask them to ball at the same level that they ball in the confines of their home court.
36 Chambers says something on his super chat I really want to highlight. He says Eminem has more known features than Kendrick.
These are facts.
Problematic.
Eminem's
And
not
that's
afraid
the
of the
truth.
smoke.
And that's the truth.
Just off the Royce, just off Royce.
Yeah, just off.
Just off the multiple joints with Royce.
Even when M got on that anthem, the Sway and Tech joint,
He had the best verse on
patiently waiting. Even though I'm not a huge patiently waiting fan, I am a fan of Don't Push Me though.
He's on both of those. He's not afraid of the smoke.
He's on Renegade. You know, that's Jay-Z.
He's on EPMD too.
He
on
is.
KD too.
Yeah.
He's not afraid of the smoke.
Yeah.
No, he has no problem. He's on I mean, I told you,
He's
Mike,
rhymed with
on the
Redman. You know what I'm saying?
Like he's in the cipher with Thought and with Mose.
He did that too. Yeah.
That's it. That's it. You're in the cipher with Thought and with Mose.
Yeah. Jay Short with the super chat says, "I understand if you feel others don't fit on your project, but you can't be you can't be on anyone else's. You can't give them a 16. Yeah, it's strange, especially after what we saw Wayne do at the height of his fame, because nobody was bigger than Wayne at that period.
Forget the height of his fame. Wayne just had a better feature run in the last 2 years than Kendrick's ever had.
Even with Jay-Z at the height of his fame, like one of the bigger things that adds to Jay-Z's aura in that time period we talk about is his feature run, man. Like he was everywhere. Kendrick needs a real feature run. I'm sorry, he does. We got him ranked very high.
We have him ranked very high.
We have him ranked very high, and that just speaks to how incredible his albums have been on this Section 80, Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly, Damn run. You know what I mean?
But how?
Yeah. Esquire with the $20
We might have to
super
put him in the ringer, Mike. We might have to. I'm sorry, Esquire. We might have to put Kendrick in the ringer and like take him down the list. You know what I mean? Put him next. Like we have him. Who do we have him between?
We have him between Chuck D and Method Man.
Might need to address that.
You wanna because somebody in the chat said that he's not better than Method Man, but maybe we should test that. I don't know.
I mean, we can address it now if you want to after you get done with the super chats.
Okay, let's do it. Esquire with the super chat. He says, Regency bias is blinding y'all. Classic features are lightning in the bottle moments. How many MCs have a verbal intercourse and an eye for an eye in their catalog? Y'all are moving the goalpost to keep
the great ones too.
He said, y'all are moving the goalpost to keep Dot a tier below the golden era MCs.
No, we're not. AZ has a verbal intercourse moment. It's called Life's a Bitch on Illmatic. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, so do not tell me that I'm asking for too much. AZ, we ain't even talked about AZ nowhere on this list, and so it's like, no, you're capable as a collaboration artist of creating those moments. Method Man got verse of the year for the last verse on How High. No, you're capable of creating those moments. Ain't nobody trying to hear that either.
Jamar with the super chat says, Kendrick is Floyd Mayweather. He picks the right fights at the right time.
You know how we feel about Floyd, really, at the end of the day. It's like great record, but we all, we know.
I love Floyd, but yeah, I can understand that. And
I
Kendrick,
love Floyd, but nobody thinks Floyd is the greatest. Do you think Floyd's the greatest boxer ever?
Well,
And
it's
he
hard
like,
for
check the
me.
record, check the record. It's like, oh, check how you bob and weave, outside of the ring.
It's just hard for me to say that anyone who's not a heavyweight is the greatest fighter ever.
It ain't even about that, Mike. Competition matters. Like, part of
Yeah.
why Ali is the greatest to me is that, like, he beat 6 Hall of Fame boxers. There are 6 boxers in the Hall of Fame, and he beat them.
Yeah. Not real.
That's
Homeboy Blaze with
real.
the
It's
super
not
chat says,
imaginary.
Homeboy Blaze with the super chat says, Schoolboy Q has a better feature run than K Dot. He does.
Schoolboy's a shit.
And you know what? It's a problem that him, I mean, it's a problem that Kendrick being as high as he is on everyone's list doesn't have a better feature run than, Schoolboy. Because Schoolboy and ASAP, I love when they collaborate together. I don't think there's anybody I could say that about with K Dot, where I'm like, I love when he gets together with them,
This is what I keep trying to tell you about AZ. Does Kendrick have a phone tap with somebody?
Those things matter.
Does he have a phone tap?
I can't think of one.
Does he have a Life's a Bitch?
I can't think of one.
But AZ has that, though, right?
He does.
And the nigga A Nice on the mic, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You feel what I'm
Kendrick
saying?
got those albums, though, man.
But listen to how many got, that's not Impact, Method Man or Kendrick.
Kendrick.
Live performance.
Method Man. I don't know, man. That might not be as... I might have spoken too soon on that. That's close.
Let's call it a tie and be fair. Lyric/storytelling.
Storytelling and lyric. That might go Kendrick.
I would tell you Meth is still the better lyricist, but Kendrick is the superior storyteller. Yeah. All those entendres and all that shit that we laud Jay for, Method Man does the same thing.
He does.
I'll tell you, that's a tie to me. Classic album/songs. I would tell you that might be a tie again because the albums belong to Kendrick, but the songs belong to Method Man.
It does.
Longevity of albums and songs. I think that might be a tie again. I think the albums are Kendrick, but I think the songs are Meth.
Okay.
Classic collaborations.
Well, that's Method Man.
Career longevity, quality.
That's Method Man. 5-year break hurts, man.
Yeah, it sure does.
Yeah.
Voice.
Method Man.
Now, guess who just won that?
Sounds like Method Man, man. For
He just won the last 3. Kendrick won for Impact. Then it went tie, Meth. This is what I'm talking about. It's like Method Man is one classic album away from being top 10.
Leroy Green with the super chat says, I was the biggest hater until some Kendrick fans went crazy on me about Overly Dedicated. So he did something right early on. It stuck. Yeah, I mean, no.
Kendrick's Nobody's taking that away from him.
No, Kendrick's dope as hell. Yeah, sounds like
he's really the only modern MC that's cracking like the top 20. Him and So, but I don't know. So now, Prodigy, because we just moved Kendrick down to 18 and moved Method Man up.
Let's do the Prodigy.
Okay, Impact.
Kendrick.
Live performance.
Kendrick.
With you on that. Lyric/storytelling.
Kendrick.
That's Prodigy to me.
Storytelling?
Yeah.
No, I'm with Kendrick on the storytelling at least.
Then it's a tie because he's not a better lyricist than P. Where the verse? Show me the verses. I can give you plenty of Prodigy verses. I Shot Your Remix. Pick a verse on Quiet Storm. Shook Ones Part 2. Pick a verse on Give Up the Goods. Nighttime Vultures. Hell on Earth. Godfather Part 3.
The fans are going to
Still
kill you
Shine
on
and
this.
Pick a verse. Drop a gem on them. Show me the Kendrick verses.
Jermaine Johnson with the super chat says, Pusha's nostalgia feature is Kendrick's moment.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Kendrick was a moment.
It's his best feature, and it's still a tie. But show me them verses that Kendrick got like that. He's not a better lyricist than Prodigy.
Jay Short with the super chat says, honestly, it's hard to enjoy Kendrick's music lately because he doesn't seem to like or enjoy and appreciate hip hop. It's like the the waiter at a 5-star restaurant throwing your food at you. Leroy Green with the super chat says, Coop, context matters, which is why Jay's entendres are better than Method Man's. Method Man uses them when they're not necessary. Jay is using them better.
Okay? Even if he's using them better, it's not by much. So,
well, I mean, you don't think that Auntie's Diaries is better than any of those verses, or his verse on Phil, or Ma I Sober, or
say it to me. I can say all the verses that I just
Mad
named.
City.
Hold on, pick a verse. I'll say the verse. See, you're picking verses that you can't even rap, so they're not that great or that epic, or you be able to rap them.
Look inside my pocket, girl.
Civilized. We cook the shake, move the weight across the tri-state. Them shook niggas be the crooks about the juke types. Special deliver shit and shots till you act bigger. My infamous mob get on their job. The truth gets revealed like your W4s. Some shiesty New York niggas thirsty for cheddar. You shining, you get your jewels taken with your heel sweater. Like, you feel what I'm saying? I can recite it off the top of my fucking head like it happened yesterday because it's legendary. That's what legendary lyricists do. Start spitting his shit out the way that you spit Andre's shit out, Mike.
Well, look inside my parking garage and see if it collides with every person.
You've done that so many times on the show. Pick another verse. Pick another verse. That's
Gary,
what I'm saying.
Gary with the super chat says, Kendrick is an all-time great, but is a bit overrated. He is being pushed for some reason. That love that he gets should go to someone from QB. Carry on.
Lyrics and storytelling. I'll give you a tie. I'll give Kendrick the storytelling over Prodigy. But that's not by much, too, because Prodigy done Trife Life, fucking Nighttime Vultures. Like, no, Prodigy's a pretty dope storyteller. He's not Kendrick, but he's definitely a better lyricist than Kendrick.
Okay. All right, let's go to the next one.
Classic albums and songs.
That goes to Kendrick.
Tie again, because the songs are Prodigy, but the albums are Kendrick.
Okay.
Wouldn't you say?
I'll give you that.
Actually, you want to know what? No, that's not Kendrick. That is Prodigy. Kendrick don't have nothing better than the infamous or Hell on Earth.
I don't know, bro. Good Kid, Mad City.
Good Kid, Mad City. You think Good Kid, Mad City is better than the infamous or Hell on Earth? And show me where.
I think Good Kid, Mad City and To Pimp a Butterfly. Definitely. I think To Pimp a Butterfly is better than Hell on Earth, and I think Good Kid, Mad City is better than the infamous.
Hold on. If Good Kid, Mad City is better than the infamous, you're saying that that's a top 10 rap album then? And you're not saying
I don't think the infamous is a top 10 rap album.
Where do you have the infamous, Mike? Like,
it's not top 10. I mean, it's a whole nother discussion. But
no, Mike. Where do you have the infamous then?
I mean, Reasonable Doubt beat it. So
yeah, but Reasonable Doubt's is a top 20 rap album.
Yeah, so if it's a top 20, I would say the infamous is maybe top 30-ish or something like that.
And where do you have Good Kid, Mad City? That's what I'm saying. Because the infamous is way better than Good Kid, Mad City, Mike.
We could Patreon that if you want to. Yeah.
You want a Patreon?
Yeah, we could do that.
Mike, you understand how bad you're about to lose?
I want to see it.
Survival of the Mike. I'm just going to submit something to you because I'm going to offer you a chance to not get blown out. Survival of the fittest. Eye for an eye. Give up the goods. No, I want you to go pull up Good Kid, Mad City and pull up Infamous and look at the order of the track listing, and understand that it's like all of your great records. It's like are about to lose, like all of the great records on the Infamous. Like Money Trees is going to lose. Because Money Tree's going to have to go up against Eye for an Eye or Give Up the Goods, and it's not better than either one of those records. And that's the highlight of the album.
I don't know, man. We'll Patreon that. But see, the thing is,
Backseat Freestyles beating Survival of the Fittest.
Well, the other thing is, though, is the fact that these are his albums, whereas, like, those albums are more Mobb Deep albums and not, Prodigy.
Prodigy's got solo material, and Prodigy didn't take a 5-year break, and Prodigy was sick and didn't take a 5-year break.
You're right.
I'm going to say that again. That man was sick and didn't take a 5-year break.
I think everything we hold Kendrick for high is concerned with the albums, right? So,
right.
But yeah, people seem to say people seem to say P got
the albums and the songs. He doesn't have the songs over P though.
Okay.
Because he doesn't have one Shook Ones or Quiet Storm level, like not one.
No, you're right. All Right might be his most
that is
noteworthy record. And I told you when he was announced for the Super Bowl, I was like, he's gonna perform all right, and he did.
That's so. Well, he didn't have anything else to perform.
Yeah. So what's the next?
Longevity of album/songs. That's Prodigy.
It is Prodigy.
Classic collaborations.
That's Prodigy.
Career longevity quality.
Hmm.
It's fascinating.
It's tough for him to win that with that 5-year break. It really is.
Exactly, especially when the other guy had sickle cell and kept performing.
Yeah. Jay Short with the super chat says, "So what has Kendrick done that Freddie Gibbs hasn't done? Can Freddie break the top 25 with another SSS or Alfredo?"
I said that when he dropped SSS. I said, what's the difference between Freddie's 4-album run and Kendrick's 4-album run? And people looked at me like I was smoking rocks.
Hey.
People looked at me like I was one of Freddie's customers or something. Like,
shout out to Mr. Terrell with the $25 super chat. He says, "Coop, you was all facts when you said Jay needs to give Camp Low their style back. I saw a documentary about creating Reasonable Doubt. It makes sense looking at how how drastic a change that the Hawaiian Sophie versus Reasonable Doubt. I mean, I never really thought about it, but that whole Carolina Blue Kicks hottest nigga on the block used to Willie bicycle since I was 6. That's so Camp Low. That's Geechee Sway right there, man.
Feeling it. The whole flow on feeling it.
Well, yeah, I mean, they actually recorded Feeling It. It's out there on YouTube. You can look it up. I actually like their version of Feeling It better, personally.
Because it's better.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to say, but yeah.
I love Camp Low. I'm not a huge fan of Feeling It on Reasonable Doubt. It's one of those records that I skip over.
Ooh.
But see, the funny part is, that was one of the few records that they actually played here in Atlanta when Reasonable Doubt was out, and I loved it until I heard the album. I just love everything else on the album better. You know what I mean? It's not that it's a bad song. It's just I like Dead Presidents better. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I like riding out the Feeling It. I like riding the Feeling It. So
yeah, I think the hook and the track are more standout than he is on that song.
Once again, this is why I have Voice last. Voice, Prodigy or Kendrick?
Oh, that's Prodigy.
So Kendrick won for Impact Live Performance.
Mm-hmm.
Now, lyrics and storytelling were a tie. Let's say, listen to what I'm saying. Let's say we were to give the lyrics and the storytelling to Kendrick, Prodigy would still win because he wouldn't win the classic album songs debate. Because I think the classic albums thing is debatable. The songs thing is not debatable. So Prodigy wins that, actually.
Okay.
That's what I mean about when I tell you that P is special. Like, he's different.
Next person is Black Thought, and I think Kendrick beats Black Thought.
He probably does. But you want to know what, though? This looks more realistic. I don't know how else to say it.
It does.
And we can put other people like that are higher up, like, kind of like in the ringer and kind of like.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do that.
Yeah.
Khalil with the super chat says, "Put Prodigy up with the best. I show and prove I'm not the punchline rapper. My style's more smooth. Prodigy go off. Yeah, Prodigy.
You want to know what? Once we do this Kendrick thing, how about we see where Prodigy actually is? Because Prodigy and Meth just moved up, but they're right next to each other. Let's put Prodigy against Method Man and see where he finds. Bet Chuck D at 16 is going to be hard for anybody to jump over.
Yeah, I think so.
So we'll see about Method Man and Prodigy and see if they got what it takes to jump over Chuck. But I don't know. Chuck's hard. Yeah. But. So Kendrick and Black Thought. I think Kendrick's going to get Black Thought, too, because it's like that career accomplishment achievement. Impact, Kendrick.
Mm-hmm.
Live performance is Thought to me.
I'm not mad at that.
Because of the freestyle capability. Yeah. Right.
The clarity. He performs every night.
It's not a problem.
Yeah.
If you got a crew, you better tell them.
Yeah.
Lyrics / storytelling. That's Thought.
That's Thought, actually.
I think
the storytelling might be Kendrick, but lyrics.
No, it's not. Because I was about to say most of Thought's love songs
You're right.
are actually stories too.
You're right.
On top of the other stories that he tells, like "You Got Me" is a story.
You Got Me is a story.
The Hypnotics, a story. Break You Off, a story. Mm-hmm. He makes hit stories.
You're right. No, you're right. 100%.
That's actually.
He might not win this.
He might not. Classic album / songs.
Huh. Songs goes to Thought. Albums Kendrick.
So that's a tie. Longevity of album songs.
That's Thought.
That's Thought. Classic collaborations.
That's Thought.
Look, super lyrical or nostalgia?
Yeah.
Right.
I
On
mean,
top of the other
Gorilla
stuff.
Monsoon.
Hold on, you want to know who's rapped with everybody else too? Thought's rapped with everybody pretty much except for Nas and Jay. He's literally
Respiration
rapped with.
remix.
Think about it: Beans, Mos,
Yep.
Talib, Calm.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Um, yeah, everybody.
He's everywhere.
Career longevity, quality.
That's thought.
That's Thought in a landslide. Voice. That's Thought.
Yeah,
You're right.
Yeah.
Kendrick didn't take much off of Thought.
Yeah. Gary with the super chat says, Dead Prez, bring it on. Can I live? That's classic Jay. Yeah. I'm out for presidents to represent me. Jay Shaw with the super chat says, who would y'all rate higher, the Game or Freddie? Both underdogs in the top 50 convo. I would say Game because of documentary Doctor's Advocate and documentary 2 and 2.5. Yeah, he just got so much. 300 bars and running and stuff. Yeah, I'm going Game.
You want to do K Dot and Jadakiss? Because right now K Dot's at 20. You want to see?
Let's see.
Impact.
Kendrick.
Live performance.
Kendrick.
Lyrics is Kiss. Storytelling is Kendrick. So that's a tie.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think that Kendrick's better than Kiss lyrically, do you? You don't believe that.
I don't think so.
Nobody believes that. Okay. Classic albums and songs. I tell you, songs are Kiss still.
Yeah, it is.
So
Kendrick's albums.
Longevity of album songs.
Huh. That might be Kiss.
I thought it was Kiss. Classic collaborations.
That's Kiss.
Career longevity quality. See why you shouldn't take 5 years off from rap? You see why you shouldn't take 5 years off?
It's
you
that
see how the
5 year
measure,
break. Yeah.
You see how this 5 years of it. Remember when I was talking, I was like, I had him borderline top 10. I was like, but then he took 5 years off and things change in this game when you take 5 years off. Now you see how he's affected in this criteria?
Yeah.
Because it's like when you look at it, it's like, well, where your collaborations at? It's like, well, you've been gone for 5 years. You ain't been collaborating with no damn body.
You're right.
And you wasn't a big collaborator when you was active for the 5 years before that. What's your longevity look like? Well, you don't have any longevity. You just got done taking 5 years off.
Took
What's
half
the longevity
of your career
albums look like? Well, you only been here for 10 years, but you took 5 years off.
Yeah.
You understand how all these things are affecting him now and how he should be higher, but he wanted to go take a break.
You right.
Wait, black people break.
MC with the super chat says, Freddie is nice, but he ain't K-Dot. Let's be real.
Hold on, voice?
No. So he lost that one too?
Top 20. He's out.
He lost, yeah.
No, we're gonna put him we gonna slide him until he slides somewhere. We might look if he keeps sliding, we might not make it to doing Prodigy. We might have to get out of here because Kane's up next for him.
Kane is up next. Let's go with Kane. Impact is Kane.
That's what I'm saying. You understand he's been winning Impact but losing all these battles and he's losing Impact to Kane.
He's gonna lose live performance too.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
He's losing lyrics too, Mike. It's a tie. He's not better lyrically than Kane. He never has been.
Storytelling, yeah.
So it's a tie. Classic albums and songs, I'll give him that.
Not songs.
How many classic songs does Kane have?
You know what? You're right. I give him that.
I'm going to give him that. Longevity of album songs, I'll give him that too.
Okay.
Classic collaborations?
That's Kane.
That's Kane. As crazy as that seems, even for the era that he came from, he's got Platinum Plus, he's got the Symphony.
Yep.
He's got shit that he just did last year with Busta and Cool G Rap.
Yeah.
He got stuff he did last year with Busta and Cool G Rap.
Yep.
Nigga been rapping since we was like 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Career longevity quality. Kane disappeared too.
Yeah, he did. But he came back.
And he's been active ever since.
Yeah, and he's out here performing.
In some sort of shape, form, or capacity. Yep. Voice. I don't think we need to discuss that.
That's Kane.
You see where this voice thing matters too?
Yeah, this voice and the activity matters too.
Yeah.
Let me see.
80-20 rule, Mike. You got to show up and you got to have certain qualities.
I hate this. This
I
is
don't.
happening.
This is what I've been telling y'all.
This
Don't
really
nobody like
makes
to listen to Coop. No, nobody like to listen to Coop.
this
Why
make
you
this
hating
really
on
makes it look
Kendrick?
like
It's
an
like,
old
no,
head.
when you take 5 years off and there are other great motherfuckers around, it affects things. This is what I was talking about.
Maybe we need to insert Cole into the conversation a little bit
Might
more.
need to put Cole back in the conversation.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. We're at DMX. You want to do DMX?
Sure, let's do it.
Impact.
X.
Yep. Live performance.
X.
See what I mean? Lyrics and storytelling.
Kendrick.
I don't think he's a better storyteller than X.
Yeah. I'm not mad at that.
Do you?
I don't
Actually, you
know.
want to know it? No, for technicality, I'm gonna give it to him over that because he's how much a dollar costs in Duckworth. It's like I don't know if X can do that. Okay, classic albums and songs. That's X.
Yeah. Well, at least songs is. Albums,
So
no.
albums is Kendrick.
Yeah.
We'll go Ty. Longevity of album songs.
I don't know, man. I think Kendrick stuff's lasting longer than a lot of X's stuff did.
I'll give you that. I can see that. Classic collaborations. X.
X.
Longevity quality.
Kendrick, I think.
Voice.
X.
X still won this
Oh my God.
because they had a tie, and Kendrick only got 3 and X got 4.
Mm.
You can't be taking time off. This rap voice shit matters. This rapping on a regular basis shit matters. I keep on trying to.
Busta Rhymes ain't gonna beat him, man.
You got to go to work, Mike. You got to go to work every day. This is really what this shit comes down to. You have to actually go to work
You right?
and do your job. Like, this is about him not doing his job. You understand? Because some of the stuff he's going to lose. Like voice, he going to lose. Like songs, he probably going to lose. But you can show up to work every day. You can collab with other people. But you don't want to do that now, do you? Because you special. You're 23rd right now. You're 23 like Michael Jordan right now. That's what you are.
Jermaine Johnson with the super chat says, we need to add freestyle moments as a bonus for criteria when ranking MCs/rappers. Example, Black Thought's Funk Flex freestyle shouldn't never be ignored when discussing his albums, verses, and moments. I agree. I think moments is definitely something that might need to be added. MC with
Moments
super chat says, 5
moments-
years or not, Jada don't got a classic. K-Dot has two.
Don't measure impact, and y'all got to get out of that old school thinking that the album is the end all be all when there are so many other things else that matters. The voice is what makes you want to listen to the album to begin with.
That's true. 36 Chambers says, we keep adjusting the list and sometimes we're evaluating the same artist. At what point do we submit the rankings and only adjust when major changes happen? Well, we didn't really test out Kendrick yet.
We haven't tested Kendrick yet, and I want people to understand it's the 27th of January. We started doing this at the top of this month. People act like we've been doing it for like 6 months or something. Do you know how hard this is and how long this takes? Y'all should be happy that we're somewhere like in the 20s, like in the high 20s, like 4 or 5, 6 shows in, because like it actually is like tough, like to process it through. And the only reason that I wanted to put them through the ringer is I told you some of these people that you think that are like this, when you really start using a measuring stick for them about how they perform, it's like, well, it's not really what you think it is. And then some people like a KRS-One, it's like, well, look at how far he went up. Look how far Kendrick's going down. Well, here's the reality of the matter. KRS-One's never really stopped now, has he?
We got to take our time with this to get it right, you know? Mad Max with the super chat says, I was bumping Big L, The Bigger Picture, and Platinum Plus came on, and Kane went crazy. I said to myself, he's top 10, and Big L is the top 10 lyricist ever. I love Platinum Plus. I think that's one of my favorite premiere tracks. Kane's verse on there is crazy. Big L went crazy on there. Incredible record. Great
I think L's a
collaboration.
better lyricist than Jay. I always thought that. L was the best lyricist Harlem ever seen, in my opinion.
Okay, so he's going against Busta Rhymes, and maybe we can get up out of here after that.
Yep. Impact.
Kendrick.
Live performance.
Buster.
Lyrics and storytelling. It's
That's
Kendrick.
Kendrick.
Classic albums is Kendrick. Songs is Buster. So that's a tie.
Definitely.
Longevity of albums and songs. I think
I
that's
think that's
Buster.
Kendrick. Oh no. You're right. I think songs Buster, but albums Kendrick.
Okay, it's a tie. Classic collaborations. I don't think we've
That's
even
Buster.
discussed that. Longevity, quality. Buster ain't never took a break. Ever.
You're right.
Buster done had people shot and murdered in his crew and ain't take a break.
No, you're
you
right.
Get what I'm saying about how this break be looking? It's like I hear you, fam, but life be going on for everybody else. Like, I don't want to say it, but somebody who might be the greatest rapper of all time, like, he might have lost like a parent and not took this type of break. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
No, you're right. But even with that kind of break, and I say this even with Andre, right? It makes you feel like, well, you must not have much in the tank.
Or the zest or the zeal to do it.
Yeah.
And it's reflective in the product.
Yeah.
It reflects in the work.
Gary with the super chat says the best ability is availability. You have to go to work. Oh, and for the criteria, add battle and freestyle and separate song classics and classic albums. And separate songs and classic albums. Excuse me.
Okay. Hold on. Let's separate it then. Hold on. I'm going to separate the lyrics and the storytelling. See, people be like, lyrics and storytelling are together. It's like, okay.
Christopher Hogan with the super chat says Ross over Cool G Rap. Ross needs more respect. Ross his catalog's crazy. We're gonna get to Ross too.
We'll get to Ross. Hold on. So nope, I'm gonna separate it for everybody. Longevity of album, longevity songs. Hold on 1 second. Because essentially, when you separate them, just giving the same people.
I mean, it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing, but it's cool. No. I see what people are saying. Voice is Buster, right? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. No, he lost to Buster by 1 because of the voice, 6-5. Think about it. Impact is Kendrick. Live performance is Buster. Lyrics is Kendrick. Storytelling is Kendrick. Classic albums is Kendrick. Songs is Buster. Mm-hmm. Longevity of albums is Kendrick. But the rest of it, Mike, songs, Buster. Collabs, Buster. Longevity, quality, Buster. Voice, Buster.
I mean,
what criteria do you want me to give him? We think about what we gave him. We gave him impact.
We gave
him albums. Right.
We can't.
That's what I was telling people. It's like, it ain't like that. Family took 5 years off. This what happened when you take 5 years off.
Well, Lil Kim's next.
Impact. Hold on. Let me fix the list right quick so you can put it back up.
Mm-hmm.
And understand, we're just at 28. We ain't even added nobody back in the mix. Like, we need to throw people back in the mix next week, actually.
Yeah.
And you're right. Cole might be the first person we need to start sliding back in here.
Yeah. Activity matters. Yeah.
So, yeah, impact.
That's Kim.
It is. Live performance.
That's Kendrick.
Lyrics.
Kendrick.
Storytelling.
Kendrick.
Classic albums.
Kendrick.
Songs.
That might be Kim.
I think it's Kim.
Yeah.
Longevity of albums.
I
don't think he has anything. How is Good Kid? Like, hardcore is still like a masterpiece. Like, hardcore is still.
No, that's Kim.
All right. Songs. I think that's Kim.
Okay.
Longevity of songs.
Okay.
Like, think about it. No Time's still getting played, Mike.
No, you're right.
No matter what people say, still get played.
You're
Lady
right.
Marmalade still get played. All About the Benjamins getting played.
Yeah, you're right.
Still hear the Quiet Storm remix floating around sometime.
Yeah.
Classic collaborations. Well, I think I just kind of like.
That's Kim.
I think we just settled that. Career longevity quality. She did a bid, Mike, and didn't take 5 years off.
Well, the last album that she put out, well, I don't know. Last album she put out was 2020, but before that it was You know what I'm talking about? The one that got 5 mics.
My Bella Mafia, The Naked Truth. The
Naked
Naked
Truth.
Truth.
Naked Truth.
She did a bid, Mike.
She did. I guess longevity. She still gets that longevity.
I'd say if you want to give it a tie, because she took such a long break
Yeah,
before
she
she
took a
released
break.
another
So,
album.
yeah,
But she was just so much hyper active than he was in her prime.
No, that's true.
So you want to call it a tie?
No, that's
or you want
fine.
to give it the voice? I think this is interesting.
I think it might be Kim, in my opinion.
I think it is too.
36 Chambers says, we have praised Kendrick for his live performance before, but he hasn't won a single matchup on this. Is he a bad live performer at that point?
He just won the live performance against like a few of these people. He's just up against great performance. He lost to Kim, Mike, 6-4 in a tie.
Oh gosh. I don't even want to keep going. We're out of the top 25 now.
No, he's at 25. He's just up against Cool G Rap. I think we can do Cool G Rap and then we can get out of here.
Okay, let's do Cool G Rap and get out of here. Impact, G Rap.
I would tell you. Ooh, you sure? Are you sure that's not a tie?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. That might be Kendrick. Yeah.
I was actually thinking it might be a tie because Cool G Rap has the babies, but Kendrick has the influence of the culture.
Correct.
So I'd say that that's actually a tie.
Okay.
Live performance, Kendrick.
Mm-hmm.
Lyrics, G.
Yeah.
Storytelling, Kendrick.
Yeah.
Or you think Kendrick's a better lyricist than G?
I think it might be flipped. I don't know. I like that being a tie all around anyway, but
you think lyrically they're a tie?
I think so. Storytelling, I don't know. I don't know. That's tough to call.
I think that might be a tie too.
Okay. Let's go tie all around.
Classic albums?
Kendrick.
It's not as far apart as you think, though, but it is.
Yeah.
Songs?
Kendrick.
Longevity of albums?
Kendrick.
The way his albums are getting heralded for their era is what I would say. People don't talk about Wanted Dead or Alive or Road to Riches the way that they should.
Right. Correct.
So, yeah, songs, longevity of songs. I think that is G-Rap because I think stuff like Rikers Island, Hill Street Blues, what's the one that Pete Rock, Truly Yours?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a demo. Like people have remade, reworked them, and flipped them. Like, so I would tell you that songs might be
Fast Life.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a Shame.
Yeah.
First Nigga, the Primo remix.
Road to Riches.
Road to Riches. That's what I'm saying. Streets of New York. Streets of New York. It might be G. He just has more of that classic catalog from that classic time. Like that's what I mean. Is like, where's Kendrick like classic like songs?
I don't know, man. Released. He got,
we're talking about songs that got released too.
Backseat Freestyle. You know what I'm saying? You got Poetic Justice. You got All Right. You got DNA. You got Humble.
We can go Kendrick.
Okay.
Classic collaborations.
Huh. That's G-Rap probably.
That's G. Yeah. Longevity, quality. For the career, that's G.
That's G for the career, yeah.
Voice. I got G, but if you want to tie it, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I was going to say I got Kendrick because of his versatility with voices and stuff. I don't know. If we tied it, what does this look like? I mean, people in the chat are mad right now. I say, y'all look
Nobody asked them how they felt. Kendrick wins this even if he loses this.
Okay. Okay. Well, there it is.
So that's where he would be. So he's at 25, Mike. Yeah, I think we need to start. So we have Redman at 28, and here's who's next up. Cole, Pusha T, Slick Rick, Big Boy, Rick Ross, Eminem, Game, T.I., Styles, Lupe. Those are the next 10 that I have docketed off.
Okay.
So I think Cole, Pusha, Slick Rick is where we start the conversation next week.
Well, let's do that, man. Now that was, man, it's very rigorous to go through this.
No, it is. People understand it's like just going through one person can take us like 10, 15, 20 minutes just kind of parsing out like how they really fare against their competitors when you actually do a legitimate criteria.
Right.
Not how you feel, not what's trending, but a legitimate criteria, like the things that matter, like your voice, your albums, your songs, how it held up, how you perform, like the shit that matters that we spent our whole lives talking
I
about.
just see that 5 year break has really hurt, him amongst some of the people who have like such a wealth of a catalog and a wealth of a career. It's really, it's unfair, honestly, if we were to give him those points with that 5 year break and a 10 year career.
No, this is what I'm saying. If you have a 10-year career
Hmm.
and you take a 5-year break, I don't care what the media and the populace and the fan base is saying. We have to rate you next to your competitors.
Yeah.
Now, if we said something that wasn't factual in his rating next to his competitors, then let's have that discussion. But the reality of the matter is that what happens when you take a 5-year break is that you give people that were here long before you the chance to further amass their catalog.
Yeah.
You only rap for 5 years, fam. Now look at somebody like, I don't know, Nas, who's literally going into year, I don't know, like 30.
Yeah.
And well, Mike, well, he had a 5-year break or something close to it. But Mike, before he did, he was rapping for about 15 to 17 years
Right.
straight. And since he's come back, he hasn't stopped.
Yeah.
And his break involved giving us guest verses and guest appearances. It's like, you understand, when we didn't get an album, we still got Echo and Nas' album done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what his
And
idea of
even
not
even
performing
people
is.
like KRS, man, like they just never
Harris One
stop.
has never stopped. He refuses to stop.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know what else to say, man. Everybody have a great weekend. And like I said, man, go follow my man Swig over there on Instagram. I think it should be at the bottom right now. Swig SWIGG _ like Leonardo DiCaprio. But
Terminator.
yeah,
Hold on. Mike D. Unblocked Terminator 2. Rigid.
Rigoroff block me. All right. Well, yeah. We blocking people, guys. What are we doing?
Okay.
All right. We'll handle all that on the back end. All right. Well, everybody have a great weekend, and shit, we will see y'all next week. Enjoyed this talk. They said we're capping, but I don't know, man. It's
We're not capping. Like, how about this? Show me the songs, show me the albums. Like, I can list, when you, even with the lyricist thing, Mike, when you were like, I don't know if Kendrick is a better lyricist than Prodigy. It's like, show me the Give Up the Goods. Show me 2 verses from Kendrick on any one of his songs where you're just like, oh my God. Show me the Quiet Storm where it's 3 verses of the oh my God. Show me the one verse that's like Shook One's Part 2. Like, show me. Like, if you'll show it to me, yeah, I'll say it, but it's like, where is it though?
Esquire. We really respect his input. He has a super chat before we get out of here. He says the criteria isn't the issue; it's the inconsistent application in the law. We call those outcomes determinative decisions.
But how are we misappropriating the criteria when we're applying the same criteria to everybody? That's not factual what you're saying, Esquire. You can be an attorney, sir, and be wrong. And the reality of the matter is that we've applied the same criteria to Kendrick that we applied to everybody. Y'all just don't like it. And I want you to know we actually changed the criteria for him, and I separated it just now live to make it more favorable for him, actually. So if anything, we actually just changed it to make it more favorable for him by separating some of this and he still couldn't get no wins in. It's not determinative. It's the fact that he took 5 years off.
I think that's the factor that I'm seeing. That in a vacuum,
5 years.
obviously, in a vacuum, his skill set, what he's been able to bring to the game, and what he's been able to bring to the mainstream, it puts him at like damn near top 10, right? But when you start going through that criteria, that 5 year break is what really kind of has pushed him to the back. So
And you
from
have to
what I'm
understand
seeing,
something.
because if we're looking at, let's just say he consistently did what he was doing that first 5 or 6 years of his career, and not even every year, but let's just say he did 2 albums. Let's just say, all right, so it's 2017. He drops an album in 2019,
2021.
2021, and then is
We
on
got
track to do one this year and does some features and stuff, he's top 10 or
and we're
at
not
least
even
sniffing
having
it.
this conversation.
Yeah, I think that 5 year break and having a 10 year career, well, let's say an 11 year career, right? With a 5 year break, and your contemporaries are people who've been around 20 to 30 years, and many of them haven't stopped. That's what has pushed him to the back, from what
Okay,
I'm seeing.
okay, Esquire, this is what I mean. And here's what you have to understand about how detrimental, like, it is. And we don't say this often, but I'm just going to explain this to people. Nas has almost done Kendrick's career output in the last 2.5 years. Like, go look at it. Go look at how many records have been recorded by Kendrick. And then go look at just the KD. Go look from Nasir to KD. And what I'm saying is that you got a man that started rapping in 1991, whose first album came out in 1994. It's pushing 50. And in a 5 year break that you're gone, he can almost amass your catalog song for song. Nah, fam, we're not changing the criteria. The fact of the matter is that fam took 5 years off, and I'm gonna put this in school and education terms so people understand. Well, he doesn't work well with others, Mike, and that matters in the real world.
DFW
Collaborations,
Herbie,
especially in hip hop. What did the Glove just say about how great songs get made? What did he say?
yeah, collaboration.
Said it's a collaborative effort.
Yeah,
Well, that means collaborations matter in terms of making great music. So that means although this music may be great, but when you don't work well with others, just like we get Doc Ford and class member get, like, I don't know about you, I got a couple needs improvements for working well with others. Got a couple needs improvements.
DFW Herbie,
Got a couple ends. Got a couple needs improvements.
DFW Herbie with the super chat says y'all overrating the '90s. God. Esquire says you're right. The criteria hasn't changed, but y'all aren't applying the factors equally across the board.
Yes, we are. I'm explaining how we're applying it like fairly across the board. If you can go show me where his consistency is, if you can go show me where his collaborations are, because he's losing all of those. So you understand losing those two in a criteria where only 9 to 11 things are out is enough to cause you to lose against top tier competition. So if you can go show me where he works well with others and consistently performs at a high level and has classic collaborations, because Mike,
In
like,
comparison to his contemporaries.
that's
yes.
what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
nostalgia and control is the best that you got. Like, I'm sorry. Like, Pusha T's on nostalgia, and Pusha T's collaboration shit is blowing his shit out the
that's
water,
real.
fam.
Gary says criteria and application are on point. K isn't top 10. And I'm going to get this last super chat in here. We're going to get out of here because I didn't know we were going to go down this rabbit hole. Esquire says, so how do we justify keeping Rakim in the top 3? Plenty of hiatuses, DMX, still top 25. Okay. We'll run them through the ringer next show.
You know what? We can pull up at the top next week to start if you want.
Okay,
You want to
we
start
can
at
do
the
that.
top with Nas?
We can do that.
Let's
do it.
pull up at the top.
Okay.
Like Jay and Rakim are right up under Nas, right?
Yeah.
So let's say I think we got KRS-One kind of fairly parsed out at 6. So let's start with Big at 5 and see if Big can jump over anybody.
Okay.
And kind of like parse it from there and see if people don't start sliding, and we'll work it from there. Because I think we got a criteria and a basis. So that's why I kind of just want to work the formula first before we start inserting people in.
Okay, let's do that. KC1 with the super chat says, I'm not a Kendrick fan, but why don't you hold Kim to the same standard? She wasn't nowhere to be found in the last 15 years.
And we just gave Kendrick the nod for that.
Yeah, we did. We gave him that category.
Yeah, we gave him that, and he still lost. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. It's like even against Kim, when we give him that nod, he still lost because it's not what it should have been when you take 5 years off in a 10-year rap career. Hold on, y'all acting like he pulled up in like 2001. He pulled up in 2009. It's 2023. He was gone 5 of those years.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to go listen to some Kendrick Lamar. Everybody have a great weekend.